What happened? I thought you were getting ready to go. I was just
No,
about
no,
to say, okay.
uh,
I was just about to say, okay, I'll talk to you later.
yeah,
Um,
but yeah, college knocked it out of me. I didn't like it. It was
yeah, I
hard.
think, yeah, I think
Um,
college is good for some and good for others. I like the two 2.5, almost 3 years that I did college. It was great. It wasn't, I didn't study to think, I studied what I thought I wanted to study. I studied psychology, child psychology, and but
you
it
done
wasn't
course,
really
I
what I
went
wanted to do. So, you know, but so I just want to let everybody know that you've got to go on your own path. You've got to, tap into who you are and, get to
yeah,
know yourself better,
exactly. And
right?
that's the thing, isn't it? Like, you don't choose the path chooses you. So if you're creative and you go down that creative path,
Right.
that path chose, well, I believe that anyway, that
Well, I think,
certain
yeah,
things choose you as well.
I think your higher being, um, I think, we as individuals, we have all these infinite possibilities, and the paths are
Yeah,
coming up. The paths are coming up in front of us because we are whether you call it consciously or unconsciously, it doesn't really matter. Some people, they know that they've got a higher being, they know the higher purpose and everything, and there are other people who don't know that they just know that they are mind consciousness and they are body
yeah,
consciousness, and they don't know that the words that they speak and the thoughts that they have and the and the I'm trying to think of the right word, and the illumination that they're giving them make will lead them on that path of
yeah.
that journey of their
The,
discovery.
the thing is, and this is the thing as well, is when people say they're not creative, people are creative.
Yes.
People, it does, and when you say creative, it doesn't have to be about art, drawing, painting. Everyone creates every single day, and
Yes.
that's the thing. So, like, you're a creator of your podcast. Other people are creators of like doing films, still creating.
Hmm.
When people say they're not creative, they are creative, but they're not just what we
Right.
think being creative is.
Right.
Because people have got to have ideas when they make podcasts. You probably have to have a lot of ideas to make your soul conversations with Sandra work. So everyone has that creative spark. And
Yeah.
it's like, how does it ignite in us? Well, it's just by having the passion and the belief that you can do it.
Yeah. And then
I'm not,
sit down with yourself and ask go inward to your inner self. It doesn't matter if you believe it's your higher being or your soul. It's just
yeah,
asking yourself, what do I want to do now? And then ask
yeah,
yourself even deeper than that, what do I really want to do now? and and
what
and,
do I
and
want to get out of it? What do I want to achieve? Like for
yeah,
me, I don't think I did.
you do what
So, so anything, so anything I do, I don't think about it. I do it.
you just do it. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because I think, okay, for example, the studio, I jumped into that without thinking.
But do you feel that that's a good process, a, a good progress point, that eventually you
Mm.
were going to get there, right?
Yeah, but I'm a person who does things slowly.
Oh, okay.
So sometimes I'll rush things. But I had the idea for the studio space in COVID. So when it was the pandemic and stuff, I went, you know what? I wouldn't mind having a studio space, a little space where I can just get away, you know, create whatever. And I manifested it a bit, and I was like, yeah, okay, yeah, do that. You can do it, you can do it, you can do it. And then eventually it come. I was like,
Yeah, that's what I did with everything that I've done and am doing with my podcast, and even everything across mini boards, not just Instagram. I mean, I have my YouTube. I'm starting to do more on my TikTok now. Um, I've always had my YouTube, and matter of fact, I need to grow more. I hate using the word followers, but for people to follow me, you know, there, because I know that the divine has information that needs to flow out from within me out into the world of that world as well. Also, the same thing with my Spotify and my Spotify and my iTunes, just growing that. And it's about being creative. It's taking something that I do naturally. I've always done naturally as a kid, which is I'm a chatty Cathy. I love to talk. I love to, you know, people, and people always seem to be attracted to me to ask questions or to have a conversation with me, you know.
because, and this is the thing, like I say to you about, we're going back to that conversation again, but like having a safe space to be your creative self.
Right.
Because sometimes we forget that being creative, it takes a lot out of us.
Hmm.
And especially on top of that, you're autistic. So that takes a lot out of you as well. But the thing is, it's knowing how to connect and knowing how to be creative in your little atmosphere, your creative atmosphere. Because sometimes we forget, like for me, Jordan, I, Chantel, Jordan, doing the art, doing whatever. I
Right.
always learn that I like being in the deep end. I like just going, right, okay, bang, there we go.
Yeah.
Whatever, whatever, whatever. So it's like, yeah, okay, I can do this, I can do this. I keep saying, well, I can do it, I can do it, I can do it. And I was talking to my mate and I said, I've got this thing. And she went, what?
Hi,
I
Charlotte.
went, I never say no to things unless I can't do them.
Yeah.
So I'll say yes to everything. But if I don't like, the only rule I have, if I don't like the idea or the thing, then I'll say no.
Right.
So that's the only subject to the rule, the only
Yeah.
exception to the rule.
Yeah. I'm learning more and more that it's comfortable for me to say a full sentence of no, period, and that's okay. And usually I don't say no without discerning it. Do you know what
Yeah,
I mean? It's
but
not,
the thing,
but discerning it.
but the thing is, it's knowing your boundaries. It's
Well,
knowing what,
my thing is,
it's knowing what
I
you're capable of.
yeah, for me, it's not. I don't want a boundary that keeps me from from trying things, because
Yeah,
possibilities are
but
endless. Every possibility is a chance to do
there's an
something,
endless possibility, yeah.
but
But
it's,
the thing, but the thing is, though, you've got to sometimes put number one first.
well, all the time I put number one
Yeah,
first, and I'm learning that no is not necessarily a boundary for me. It's an answer
yeah.
for
And
me.
it's also, when I
Yeah.
say boundaries, it's not about like going, oh no, I'm not going to do that because it oversteps my boundary. It's just having these things in place to go, okay, well, I don't fit. if you don't feel comfortable, they're there, like a safety blanket.
Yes. It's kind of like
Yeah.
having
So
that.
you have that boundary. If you don't feel comfortable, then you go, all right, I'll put the boundary there now because I know I don't feel comfortable about talking or doing this.
Mhm.
I'm setting myself up now where I can be in control of the situation
Yeah.
because there's things that I say yes to, and then a week down the line, I'm going, all right, I don't think I can do this.
Right. Yeah. It's the thing is for me is I can say yes to it, try it out. And if while I'm trying it out, discerning, oh, this isn't for my greatest good, it doesn't feel good, I get to use my throat chakra. I get to use my feelings. I get to use my emotions about those feelings to discern if I want to keep going forward with what I'm doing. Because at any given, most of the time, we're taught as human beings that once you start something, you better finish it. Oh, by
Okay.
God, you better finish
Yeah.
it. If it's even if it's
Oh,
working for you, you better finish it. But
yeah.
the thing is,
If you don't finish this, you have failed.
yeah,
Nope,
you're a
I
fail.
haven't failed. Or you could be like me when I'm in the studio, especially. I will put three canvases that I'm working on. I will work on four things at once,
Right.
but that's how I like to work things. So I'm
Right.
not getting bored of doing the same thing. I'm
Hmm.
not. I'm doing loads of different things at the same time, and I'm enjoying it
Hmm.
because then people are coming up to me when I'm putting them in a gallery and going, "Love that, love
Right.
that. It's really good." And like everything, everything. Like the cliched saying is, "You never stop learning," and it's true. You never stop learning. You never stop. I also believe that like people that you meet on these journeys are like people that like for me being on Instagram is I like being on this platform because I can be open to ideas and processes that and I can see other people's processes. We can talk about like our things. We can go and see but the thing is, this is go back to what I said before. Everyone is creative. Everyone is creative, either if they're a dancer, photographer, people making podcasts, people doing YouTube, people doing film, whatever, doing video editing, whatever. Everyone's creative, but we don't think about that because we see creativity in like art. We think it's an art thing. It's not. The possibilities with creativity is endless.
Endless in
And
spectrum in every arena. Even
yeah,
even even an accountant can be create. Well, we would hope an accountant would be creative in a very creative way instead of it being creative to get them put in jail. You know, you know what, right?
yeah,
Okay, they're
but
clean
yeah,
numbers.
everyone, I believe that everyone has a creative spark in them,
Yeah,
but it's like a firework, isn't it? You light it and you're waiting for the big bang. You
yeah,
light it and it goes up. You can see the sparks coming, and then you see the sparks fly going up, 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 and then it stops. And then next thing, the rocket goes up, and then and then you see the big bang.
yeah, and then it
Yeah,
fizzles
it's
out.
a weird way of explaining that. To be honest, I don't know why a firework come into the head,
Yeah,
but it's that
it's
sort of like thing.
it's
Yeah,
about as I think it's a good way to say it, but we've got all this. We've got the energy of a star. We're made of the stars. We're if you think of ourselves as celestial beings, just like there are planets all across. the skies that we see
Yeah.
and everything. We're the same way. We've got all this massive power to be creative, to be creators, but it doesn't mean that we only the way we were taught about being creative is, oh, it's art, it's either it's painting or sculpting or uh, being on a drafting table and or music or being a what do you call it, a conductor that conducts music, or a person that sees the notes before it even gets on the paper. They see it in their head, and these are all the artists. But you have to remember the story about that, the old story about that, the old dogma story was people were told that they would never make money or be popular as artists.
Yeah.
And
And
that,
yeah, but that's the thing, isn't it? Like,
yeah,
everyone's creative in their own way, and everyone's. But
right,
that's why my page is called Peter Scott Creative Liverpool, because my creativity is not just drawings and paintings and stuff. It's
right.
going out doing workshops, doing loads of other things.
Hmm.
Just that the art is taking over the page. But as well, people have got to look at it and go, well, okay, what can I do? Well, how can I be creative? And people
Right.
do forget that. How do I be creative? It starts with an idea and you go with the idea.
Yeah, yeah,
And if
yeah,
it doesn't work, it doesn't work. You haven't failed. It just didn't work at that time. You can go
yeah.
back.
Just
Like, yeah,
and
it's like
go,
I've done drawings and gone back to them like 6 months later. It's like
okay.
the process. You're just changing the process and changing your ideas. And it's
Yeah,
interesting sometimes. But the thing is now, I'm at a stage with my creative process where I want to try different things now. And within the creative process, I was
mhm,
thinking the other day about stopping Instagram. Um, and then I went, you know what? No, don't stop Instagram because that's where you. But I've got TikTok as well, so I'm doing stuff. I'm doing little now and again. I'll post on TikTok. I'm not a heavy
yeah.
TikToker or whatever you call them.
I like to follow you on TikTok as well.
Yeah, it's just the same as this page,
It
and
just
it has the
it's Scott it's Peter Scott Creative dot Liverpool on
yeah,
TikTok.
Liverpool, yeah, on TikTok. Yeah, it's just
Okay.
the same as this really, but it's got more like I mean my artwork on this little videos. But the thing
My
is though,
Soul Awakening with Sandra. Soul
I
Awakening
think
with Sandra. And TikTok, I've started, like using it as well, doing short video shorts, and putting out information about the law of attraction and different stuff. So, and the same thing with my YouTube. It's my YouTube is a little bit longer. I put longer videos out as
yeah, that was an idea I had as well to do YouTube, and I'm like, I'm still toying with that idea at the minute because I'm like, okay, I'm not 100% sure that I want to do that just yet because it's a
yeah.
bit
Well,
time consuming.
would be a great idea for you to do workshops on your YouTube. You know, I think
But
YouTube, you don't have to have 1,000, like on TikTok. In order to go to live on TikTok, I think you have to have 1,000 followers to go live. Right on YouTube, I think it's maybe 100. Easy
yeah,
breezy to do, and
it's
then you
like
can go.
I want to get into that TikTok a bit more, but to be honest, I'm happy with this now. What I've got, social media wise, Instagram, but
Yeah.
eventually
What are you
I
going to
am
do with
gonna
that you have on on
the other.
on Instagram? Are you
Well,
going to merge?
I don't know what I'm gonna do with that one just yet, but I don't want to think about that one. But Pete
Okay.
Talks might be a podcast, or it might be. a YouTube. So I'm like toying with that idea. At the minute,
I
it could be
do
one or the other. So
you
I'm
think
like,
about doing a podcast, not just art, but about mental health?
well,
That
that's
would be
what initially it was set up for. But I'm like, so I'm just sitting on the back. I'm sitting on that one at the minute. So I'm like, yeah, okay. Um, that wasn't me. But there's
no.
loads of ideas.
That
There's
was
loads of
no,
things. There's
yeah.
loads of things that are going to happen in 2024. I keep them in the ideas bit of my brain, and they're coming out every couple of minutes or every couple of hours, and I'm going, yeah, I'll do that. Yeah, I'll do
Are
that. Yeah,
you
I'll do that.
writing them down as well when they come
No,
out? Yeah.
because the reason why I
Yeah.
haven't done it is because I've still got ideas that I need to finish, or
But
thoughts of ideas.
you're
Really,
writing
so
them when you
I do
go.
write them. Sorry, yeah, I do write them down. I
Oh,
do write
okay.
them down. Sorry. Well, yeah, there's going to be a lot of things happening, and I'm looking forward to it. To be honest, I'm really looking forward to 2024.
I'm looking forward to 2024. But at the same time, I'm looking forward to this month, 2023. You know, all my podcasts that are happening. People that just having a love for all my soul family, all the people that are starting to follow me. That are starting to, and it's not about following me. I've always said I never want a church. I don't want a ministry, but I do want to serve.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
So
But you know,
I,
this could be an actual brilliant soul conversations with Sandra, couldn't it? About creativity.
yeah, it could be.
Here we
It,
go. There's a new one. But
yeah.
that's
What? Um, Save this one. Call it Peter Creative. Liverpool with Soul Conversation or Soul Conversations with Sandra. Save it. Put me as a collaborator, and then
yeah.
we'll have it. You put me as a
Yeah,
collaborator. I save it into.
yeah, I will. I will. I'll have to do that. I'll have to figure it out. But I'll do it.
Okay,
Yeah.
you just save it, and it prompts you. It asks you a lot of questions. It gives you once you save it as a title and you move on, then it'll ask you, do you want to tag anybody? It'll have selections, and when you open the tag, it'll have tag, or it'll have
Oh, oh,
right.
yeah, I've seen that.
Just take your time and choose me as a collaborator, and then we can.
Yeah, yeah, I will. I will.
Okay, and you can
But
use it as
anyway,
your podcast, and I can use it as part of mine.
yeah, yeah,
Okay.
sad. I'm gonna go because I'm feeling myself going like
Right.
that now. Like,
So as soon as you close this, it's going to ask if you want to save it. Click save.
yeah,
It's going to ask you to title it. And after you title it, it's going to give you some more suggestions, a drop down menu of what you want to do next. Okay.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Okay. And as soon as you tag me as a collaborator, I'll accept. All right.
yeah, sad.
Uh,
Right, I'm going because I can feel myself falling asleep. I'm like that. Whoa,
all right.
whoa.
Bye, Bernice. Bye, Charlotte. Bye,
Bye,
Azul.
everyone.
Bye,
I'll
bye.
see you later.
Best.
Right. Take it easy. Bye.
Bye.